What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the NFC North Roundtable. Here we are getting ready for week 2's lineup of games. We got some great games lined up for you all. We will be discussing each and every one of them, giving you our score predictions for every matchup within the division. Thank you for tuning in. Just want you to know that this stream is being powered by BetUS, ladies and gentlemen. BetUS is offering a 150% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000, 150%. All you have to do is use code YouTube150. I repeat, YouTube150. If you're looking for a new sports book, take advantage of that opportunity. BetUS. Before we get into these game predictions, want to show you the game odds that are listed right now for each matchup going into this week within the division, okay? First and foremost, you got the Detroit Lions -8. They are favorites, okay? The over-under in that game is 51.5. If you want to get on that, make sure you check it out. We also have the Green Bay Packers +3 in the game, over-under 41, all right? So that's very interesting as well. Then we have the Minnesota Vikings. Tough one here going up against the San Francisco 49ers. Can they cover the spread for 6 points with an over-under of 46? And last but not least, Sunday night thriller, nationally televised, Chicago Bears versus the Houston Texans. Chicago, can they cover the spread of +6 with an over-under of 45.5? You let us know what you think. The odds are on BetUS. If you're looking for a new sports book, make sure that you check it out, okay? Remember, take advantage of the 150% sign-up bonus for your first 3 deposits up to $2,000, all right, using code YouTube150. Let's dive right in. We are not going to waste your time because football is here. We are going to start out with the division leaders right now, ladies and gentlemen, the Minnesota Vikings. But boy, oh boy, will they remain the division leaders, having to play the San Francisco 49ers. The good thing is they are at home at 1 p.m. We're going to start with Dion. Break this game down for me, and what is your score prediction?
Yeah, I'm going to be called a hater, but not by the Vikings fans because I got the Vikings winning this one. Let's just go straight out. Hey, look, man, the people forget that Minnesota handled business last season when they saw this team. And I watched this last game, and I don't see any reason we can't do it again. So let's run it back. I got the Vikings winning this one 24-23. It'll really hurt to not have Jordan Addison, but having Justin Jefferson can make up for that. I think the weaknesses that this team possesses allows the Vikings to put up points, and it'll just be about the flip side. Can they hang on against this San Fran team? They're going to get the ball out fast, but I really liked, as one bar will point out, what their front seven showed between Van Ginkel. They're going to get after Brock Purdy. They just need to do enough. They just need a turnover in this game, maybe 2 turnovers, something that's going to flip it positive in their direction, because I think offensively they're going to put up points. So, I'll take Minnesota to pull the upset, 24-23. They'll be 2-0.
Man, one bar, will y'all go crazy if that happened? Oh, man. Clayton, man. Hey, Clayton, you talk to us, man. What do you think?
Hey, I'm going to quote Ricky Bobby and say, I'm too drunk to taste that chicken. All right. The Niners on the road here. I think the Vikings will put up a good fight. I do. I'm just kind of wondering how this defense is going to respond to Minnesota and that high output offense from last week. You know, here's the thing, too. Didn't Sam Darnold, am I thinking right? Did he spend some time in San Francisco? Is that true?
Last year?
Yeah. Yep. So Shanahan, if anybody knows his strengths and weaknesses, it's probably Shanahan, right? So
they'll think about that.
Yeah. I think it'll be a little closer than some people would think. I'm going to say like maybe, 28-21, something like that, if Minnesota can keep this thing going. But I think the 49ers come out on top 28-21. But, again, Minnesota, maybe they could put up some points here and see if that was just a flash in the pan or if Addison is on the field and Justin Jefferson can maybe help out there.
Boy, oh, boy. Let's go to Nick on this one, man. I'm still caught up on Dion.
Oh, man. Okay, so the Niners obviously coming off a big win at home against the Jets. The Vikings coming off a big win against the Giants. 2 different teams. The Jets much more put together, in my personal opinion, than the Vikings at the moment. But the Vikings, coming out and winning. It's any given Sunday. Christian McCaffrey, it looks like he's not playing again. So the Vikings do have a very, very big advantage in this upcoming game, especially being at home. But I'm going to be the one guy that says they're going to lose this upcoming game. I think that's going to be close, though. I think that it'll be 24-20 San Francisco at the end of the day.
Wow, close game there. Okay, so One Bar, talk to us. How do you see this game faring out, and what is your score prediction?
Yeah, I mean, last year we were 7-point underdogs. This year we're only 6-point. So I looked at as progress. I mean, Vikings shocked the world last year. We had no reason beating those guys last year. They had Christian McCaffrey playing last year. We didn't even have Justin Jefferson. But I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat thing. I mean, the Niners are one of the top teams in the NFC, no doubt about it. Them Lions are up there. For the Vikings to stand a chance, I mean, we got to back up what we did against a horrible team against the Giants. The defense has to show up. We got to get in Brock Purdy's face. Last year when we beat the 49ers, Brock Purdy threw 2 interceptions. We're all after him, and that's really a big part of why we won that game. Aaron Jones, he's going to have to get after it. He's going to have to get some yards. We cannot rely on Sam Darnold solely going out there and win the game. But also, I do think Justin Jefferson is going to get his. With Jordan Addison, with his ankle injury, Justin Jefferson is going to be a big part of this. But it's going to come down to the defense. And like Clayton said, they know Sam Darnold. I look at it from the other angle. Sam Darnold knows the 49ers, so he's going to be able to shed some light as well, because Sam Darnold was probably 4 fields away from Shanahan. They weren't looking at anything he was doing. Sam Darnold was looking at what their playbook was. Nobody was looking at Sam Darnold. So I look at it the opposite way. Like it would be an upset. The fact that I get to be in this beautiful spot up here top, there's no way in hell I'm picking against the Vikings. I'll come down to earth a little bit more as the season progresses, but I got to pick my Vikings, man. That we beat them last year at home. We're going to do it again. This defense is going to show up. They're going to show up. Nick's shaking his head, but we did this same thing last year. You guys all picked against the Vikings. Dion, I love the fact he took the Vikings, but I got the Vikings 24-21. Shocking the world.
24-21. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Vikings versus the San Francisco 49ers. We're just talking about a juggernaut game here. Let's move forward to the Detroit Lions versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 1 p.m. at home for the Lions, if I'm not mistaken. This is going to be a great game with the Bucs playing great football as well. Let's go back to you, One Bar, real quick. Talk to us. What are your thoughts in this one and your score prediction?
I think the only way the Bucs stand a chance, if for some reason this is a shootout, like the Lions should be able to come in and handle these guys pretty good. Baker Mayfield, like in a shootout, scares me a little bit for the Lions, but it's going to be very rare. Like I said on our live show earlier this week, like if I'm going to pick against the Lions, so I'm not going to do it now. I think they're going to be able to run the ball. The Bucs have some serious injuries going on. I know they got some injuries along the defensive line. I know their secondary is beat up. I think Amon St. Brown, like what he did last week, he was kind of just quiet. I think that's going to be the complete opposite. Jameson Williams, let's see if he can back that thing up. Even Laporta getting into the game. So I think the Lions handle this one pretty damn easy. I got like 28-13. The Bucs injuries are going to be brutal for them. So unless it's a shootout, they're going tit for tit every drive. Lions should win this game. They will win this game, and I think it'll be easy.
Interesting. Nick, can you give us your take on this one real quick?
Yeah, I mean, the Buccaneers, they looked good last week, but against a Commanders team that's young and rebuilding right now, Baker Mayfield, 24 for 30 with almost 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. You can't deny that the guy's going to be tough. On top of it, too, that matchup last year between the Lions and the Bucs in the playoffs, I think that the Lions are going to, win this game again, especially coming off that Rams win. I don't think it's going to be as separated as people may think. I got this one 28-27 on a last-minute field goal for the Bucs.
All right, and wow, that's interesting there. And Nick, I'm going to come right back to you in just a second to get yours before you get out of here. I know you got to roll. Clayton, can you give me your takeaway on this game real quick?
Yeah, Detroit, I think their offense is going to get back on track here. I really do. I think they far outmatch the Tampa Bay defense, especially in the nickel set versus 11 personnel. I think this is a get right game for Detroit. I think they're going to win by maybe 10 points, to be honest with you. I think the market spread sitting somewhere around 7, hovering there. I think Detroit takes care of business pretty easily.
Detroit takes care of business. Dion, wrap this one up and tell us what you think is going to happen in your own game and your score prediction.
Yeah, two things. Number one, Carlton Davis versus Mike Evans is going to be amazing. I'm so fired up to see that. So fired up to see him play in this one. Man, we got a corner, TD. We got a dog at corner, and I want to see him go make a play in this one because last year Mike Evans just made this a game in the playoffs. Second thing is this: the storyline of the weekend. I don't know why we've talked about it yet. Is Jared Goff on a 3rd and 6 scramble? Okay, that's really what everybody was talking about this weekend. We just passed over it for some reason on this show. So yeah, I mean that's going to be what it's about. What is Goff looking like with his legs? Because he'll be taking off on this team, and I got a lot of respect for Tampa Bay. I'm going to keep it low scoring. I'll go 21-18 Lions because I just got respect for what they can do defensively. But Goff will be the difference with his legs. Maybe about 60, 70 yards rushing, something like.
Man, oh man, this is gonna be an interesting matchup because Buck's been playing great football, bro. So I can't wait to actually watch this one myself. I'm gonna be glued to this one. All right, let's go to the next game of the week, man. Chicago Bears versus the Houston Texans. What a bounce back game opportunity, man. We're gonna start with Nick because we know you got to get out of here, Nick. Go ahead and tell us what do you think is gonna happen in your game and your score prediction.
It's going to be tough, TD, no doubt about it. In Houston, CJ Stroud. I'm nervous about him. He looked good this past week. He's only going to get better as time goes on. Tough defense, good wide receivers. But the Bears defense did look really good against the Titans. Caleb Williams needs to come out and have a big game, and that offensive line needs to find a way to get 150 times better than last week to make sure Caleb Williams stays alive. It's going to be a good game. I did have the Bears losing this game, though. I'll be honest. I won't be too much of a homer. I had early in the season that this would be one of the Bears' losses. Hopefully it's closer than what a lot of people are saying, but I got Bears losing this one 28-24.
28-24. You want to give us your Green Bay Packers and coach prediction, at least score before you leave?
Yeah, so the Packers obviously coming off that tough loss to the Eagles, like we were talking about earlier this week. You know, the Colts, they almost beat the Texans, so that says something. I think the Colts are a sleeper team this year, low key. I think they could be pretty special. I got Green Bay. It's at Green Bay, right, Clayton? Is it a home game for you guys? Yeah, tough to play at Lambeau Field. Anthony Richardson, it's going to be a tough game for him. I got the Packers winning that one, 21-17.
All right, thank you so much, Nick. You take care. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like button on your way in the building. Let your friends and family members know about the channel as well. Let's finish out on that Bears Texans matchup. One bar. How do you see this one faring out?
Not good. Not good if you're a Bears fan. I mean, the Texans, I mean, to be fair to the Bears, the Texans are legit. Like the fact that the Titans defense, what they did to the Bears and what Caleb Williams was doing against that, like the Texans are better. They're gonna have Danielle Hunter coming at them. I'm very concerned about the Bears interior offensive line. And don't get me wrong, like if Caleb Williams comes out and balls out against this Texans team, hell yeah. I mean, hats off to Caleb Williams. I just don't see how that's even possible. Joe Mixon, CJ Stroud. I mean, they got so many weapons. I just can't see any way that the Bears win this game unless they get that deep ball going. Caleb Williams get that deep ball going. I mean, we saw Richardson, the throws he was making against last week. It was absolutely crazy. So we'll see, but I honestly see the Bears getting stomped. I got like 30-13. If the Bears defense shows up and shuts down this Texans team, I'm going to come on next week and be like, hot damn, because I know that Bears defense is good. I just can't see it. I can't see it after what I saw week one. I need to see more. So I got them getting spanked.
Clayton, what you got on this one?
I got Houston 24-13 here. That defense is just going to be too darn good for Houston, in my opinion. I think they're going to get after Caleb Williams. The struggles are going to continue, especially there in the Stroud house. It gets loud down there in Houston. I don't think things are going to get better for Caleb Williams this week, but will be a good learning experience for sure. But again, I got Houston 24-13.
Oh, man. Dion, what about you on this one?
Yeah, I think, TD, you said it, man. Houston's legit. One bar said it too. They're well oiled. We know what they are. My only thing will say, I got this a little bit closer than both of them. I'll go 27-19 in this one, is that Chicago's defense, I think CJ Stroud has done really well against what they like to do schematically, but I think Chicago's defense is better than Indianapolis. I think they're much better, especially in the back end. So I think that they'll maybe get a takeaway here or there, make something that like kind of shakes it up a little bit. But overall, yeah, Houston just has answers for it, and CJ Stroud is going to find answers. So I like them on both sides. 27-19. I'll go by 8.
27-19, where we already heard from Nick in regards to the Packers game. This is a big one as well. This is going to really, it means a lot for both teams. The Colts cannot afford to lose this game, and the Packers are trying to survive without their star quarterback potentially. Dion, how do you see this one faring out? Packers, Colts. Packers do get home field advantage, though.
Yeah, and that's the key for this one. That's where it really swings me on this one, because if Bass was here, man, he'd probably leave at this point. I feel bad, but I can do this though because he's not here. It's like Clayton's here, like he's not gonna be used to what this is gonna be. But yeah, I got the Packers. This is my biggest difference here. I got the Packers losing this one 29-13. I just don't have any trust in Malik Willis. It's really it's not like a hate on the Packers. I just if Jordan Love's playing, I might take the Packers in this one. It'd probably be way more of a toss up. I don't trust Malik Willis to put up points. That's what concerns me. I like Matt LaFleur. I just don't trust Malik Willis at all in this one. And as Nick said before he left, I think Indy's a really good team. I got them winning the division this year, so I think I'd be crazy to have this thing like let's pick the Packers. I got Colts by 16.
Wow, that's huge. One bar, talk to me. What about you?
This is weird because I can't get a feel for the Colts. I have no idea how to feel for the Colts for this season. I need like 3 or 4 more games because I think they're going to be very, very up and down. But on the other side of things, like Malik Willis, like Dion said, if Jordan Love is playing, I'm going to pick the Packers on this one. But the fact is he's not playing, and it's Malik Willis. This is going to come down to Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs, they need to get the running game going. They need to get that thing going hot and heavy. They need to keep Richardson in the pocket. They can't let him just start flying around, just chuck that thing 70 yards in the air off his back foot, which he did last week. So it's going to come down to Josh Jacobs for me. 100%. If they don't get the running game going, it's done. If you put this thing in Malik Willis's hands, it's done. So I actually have the Colts winning 17-14, but it's like a coin flip for me.
Man, well, Clayton, no love, man. You're getting no love in this regard. Talk to us. How do you see it?
This is time. It's time for all the Packer fans to leave the chat too, because I've got the same exact score, 17-14. Indy. And here's the thing, like, man, their defensive front, they're going to know the Packers are going to have to lean on the run. The key is going to be, can you get Willis out on the edge and some boot action, get that jet motion going with Jaden Reed, and get your eyes off the backfield to free up the run. The Packers are leading the league right now, believe it or not, in yards per attempt as far as rushing the ball. But this week, man, you got DeForest Buckner in the middle. You got Kwity Paye on the outside, Lewis as well. It's going to be tough to get the running game going if they load that box. Malik Willis may surprise us. Hey, coming out in the draft, he was number 14 in the consensus big board. Maybe Tennessee just crapped the bed and ruined him, right? We'll see. But I'd have to go with what One Bar said there, man. 17-14 Indy. Get Jordan back in week 3. Try to get this thing back on track.
Man, oh man, I just feel like that's general manager malpractice because everybody kind of knows the fate of this game. They should put the team in the best position possible. Should have went out and got a quarterback. But hey, they didn't. Let's see what happens over the weekend. Thank you all for tuning in to the NFC North Roundtable yet again. These are your game previews. And don't forget, this stream is being powered by BetUS. Receive a 150% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000 using code YouTube150. Again, that is code YouTube150. Take advantage of the opportunity. Supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. Thank you all for tuning in. We love you all. Let's see who's on top after this week. We'll catch you all soon. Peace. We are out.